going to make the firework blocks, and there are two of them. There's actually three, but two of them are identical. Blocks 22 and 33 according to the diagram. I'm going to get my background quilting, and it is the Patriotic 4x6 2. I'm going to pull that in, and you can either copy and paste this, or you can pull it in twice. And you can see over here in the objects panel, it is there twice. If this is going a little fast for you, you can look back at the watermelon video number 2, and I slow down and show you all of this. I'm going to highlight this one and move it over by using the arrow keys on my keyboard, and then highlight this one and use my arrow key and move it over. So now I have two of the background quilting done. These blocks are virtually identical with the exception of the color of the background fabric and therefore the color of the background quilting. So I'm going to go ahead and set these up right now for color sorting. I don't want them to be identical in every way because the digitizer used the same color here and here, and if the multi-needle is doing its thing, then it will stitch this one and this one right at the same time, and we don't want that. So I'm going to be changing this default blue. I'm just going to click on the color chip down here in the properties panel, and I'm going to choose the medium turquoise. It doesn't matter what thread it is so long as it is different from the one that's above it. And I'm going to tell it okay. And I'm going to come down to the second one and hit this. This is the materials placement, fabric placement line. I'm going to click this one, medium turquoise, okay, and that's good. And then also the digitizer made this stitch, which is the batting tack down, and this is the fabric tack down. I need the fabric tack down to be a different color. I click on it. We'll just choose orange yellow, okay, and I'm going to come down to this one and choose orange yellow, and okay. There. Now the background quilting also needs to be a different color because the fabrics are different colors. I'm going to leave this one as the digitizer made it, and I'm going to take this one, click on the chip, and change it to a different color. We've already used the medium turquoise, and if you have a different thread list up here, yours will be different. And again, it doesn't matter what color so long as it's a different color. All right, that works. So all of the background quilting has been set up now for color sorting. Now I'm going to bring in the design, and it is Firework 2, which is this one. Bring it in and bring it in again. I'm going to bring in two of them. Great. Minimize this window. I'm going to click on this one, use my arrow key to move it over onto the background quilting. And then I'm going to click on this one and use my arrow key and move it over to the background quilting. There we go. I'm going to go back to this one. On this one, I'm going to hit the control key and click on the background quilting for this design so that both of them are highlighted, and I'm going to align them and distribute. So I'm going to click on this icon up here, align and distribute. We're going to align them vertically and horizontally and click apply. There we go, and close. And now same for this one. I'm going to do the background quilting and the design, align and distribute, and align vertically, align horizontally, and apply. There we go. Close. Right, so now we know that these are all lined up and ready to go. Now I need to make sure that the stitching for the designs themselves are ready for color sorting. Let's see what we have. Let me open up this one as well. Okay, default black, that's fine. Default 5 Jubilee, that is fine. default one blue. We need to change that because default one blue is used as placement stitches up here in the background quilting. So I'm going to change that to a different blue. I'm going to hit on the color chip and I'm going to use Bright Peacock and okay. And it can be the same blue because it's the same vinyl color that we're going to put down. I'll use the Bright Peacock. Okay. And now we have, this is the tack down stitch. So here's the placement stitch. Here's the tack down stitch. I need it to be a different blue. This is default 11 electric, and that's fine. And this is default 11 electric, and that's fine. Here is default blue. I need this to be a different color. I'm going to choose the baby blue. Tell it okay. These are both going to be red. Again, it does not matter what color it is on the screen. Choose baby blue, so long as it is a different color. All right, and default 4, desire is fine, and that's fine. Okay, so let's go through and double check and see what we got. I'm going to go to Utility, Color Sort, New View, and let's look. That is a placement line for the batting, tack down line for the batting, placement line for the fabric, tack down line for the fabric, different color stitching for that one, and a different color stitching for that one. Good. There's our fuses. There's our sparks. There is the placement line for the blue vinyl, tack down for the blue vinyl, placement line for the firework top, and tack down for the firework top. And that's it. That's perfect. That worked out great. All right, we're all finished with this. I'm going to go File, Save Stitch File As, and you can navigate to your USB drive, and I'm going to go Firework. I'll call it Fireworks 2-3 and save. I am ready to go over to Spanky and put him to work. I'm ready to stitch out the firework blocks. I'm going to put my USB in and go to USB. There's my firework. Wants me to rotate it 90 degrees. That's fine. I'm going to tell it set. And I am going to rotate it and flip it around just for my brain. I'm going to hit 90 degrees and it will actually flip at 180 because it's smart. Tell it okay. And edit end, and now I need to program in the colors that we're going to use. I think I'm going to put the light baby blue one over on the machine's right and the white one over on the left. So I'm just going to go ahead and use white thread, which is color number, spool number 6, for all of the placement lines and tack downs on these. So stitch number 1, we have 12 stitches we need to do. Stitch number 1 is going to be spool 6, which is white. And then, so again, I'm looking right here at this little window because that tells me what stitch it is. And before we do number 2, I need it to stop, and then it will be white. That is the, I'm going to put down the batting. And then number 3, I need it to stop so I can trim, and I'm going to do that in white. This is
This needs to stop and then stitch the fabric tack down, and that's going to also be white. And then the next one is the background quilting. That's going to be the baby blue, so I'm going to do that on spool number 10. And then background quilting for the next one will be white, so that's spool number 6. And the fuses is black, that'll be spool number 5. And the little spark, I'm going to use gold, metallic, and that is spool number 9. This is the placement line for the blue vinyl, and I'm going to make that spool number 3. Before the next one stitches, I need it to stop, and then that is the tack down for the blue vinyl. That'll be spool number 3. The next one is the placement line for the top of the firework. That will be spool number 7, which is red. And before this one stitches, I need it to stop so I can put it down. That will be spool number 7. And that's it. All ready to go. I'm going to tell it okay. And embroidery. On my screen, I'm going to hit lock and go. Trim these to 4.5 by 6.5, and this is the 4.5 by 6.5 orange pop ruler. I'm going to cut these apart, make my life a little bit easier. There we go. I suppose I should use the little grippies that they tell me to put on the back.
go.